Don't Tell You. I'm Nikki Limo.
Hello, my name is Steve fucking Green.
Wow, you just really
I'm saying a swear word.
Yeah, because we were just talking about that before.
Well, we were talking about how
we introed, yeah.
We're joined
Jess
today
and Stef.
by Jess and Stef, and
from How to Live.
But mostly from Australia.
Mostly from
a lot
Australia.
from both.
It's apparent when you talk. I'm like, when I hear you, I don't hear How to Live. I hear Australia.
Yeah.
True. So that must be what we are more.
Yes.
Than
And
How
they
to
were
Live.
telling us that Americans don't like to swear as much as Australians.
And I was like, you're about to hear
And
the
I was
most
like,
F-bombs in a podcast ever
Define
recorded.
a swear word, because sometimes people from the UK are like, bloody bloke or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
and
like
that
bugger.
doesn't sound like
Bugger.
swear
Yeah.
words
No,
to
no,
us.
I'm talking like the good
Wanker.
old-fashioned shit, fuck, poo, that kind of
All
stuff.
right. Poo is a cuss word? Okay.
Like,
To
I
some
just
people.
feel like in my
Graduated.
experience traveling here, like when we swear just like in our daily, people are a little bit taken aback.
Like they just
Really?
flinch a little, whereas like on our podcast, we're just like people will swear and they'll be like, oh, so sorry, and we'll be like, oh no, fucking go for it.
Maybe you put it in a different part of the sentence than we do, and so we're just like taken aback by the part.
maybe.
Maybe you should stop
put it
having a
in.
bunch of buckle shoes wearing pilgrims on your podcast. You know what I mean? Next time.
Maybe they're just taken aback by the fact we look like twins, and that's what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
So
It's
that's
got
what-
nothing to do
Maybe
with
But
that's
we're
what
not
it
actually
is.
twins.
We're
So
not
if-
twins.
If you're not watching this, they look like twins, but they're not
Yeah,
twins.
and they sound like
And
twins,
then they
more
humiliate you
importantly.
for calling them twins, which I did.
So what I said was that, like, I think we think they're twins because they sound the same, because to us they sound the same because they
'Cause
have
they're
Australian,
Australian.
accents.
Yes.
But they probably don't sound the same if you're in Australia.
But we do look the same,
And we
even
do
in
look
Australia.
very
That one's
Even
done
in Australia,
across
I think
continents.
you probably look the opposite in Australia.
Oh, because
Actually.
it's upside down there,
Well, yeah,
you know,
and
so
the-
everything's different.
And the toilet goes the other way, I heard.
We
Yeah.
heard that too. I
I
don't know.
think The Simpsons, or like one of those.
yeah,
Right?
but yeah.
It flushes the other way, right?
I think so. We haven't tested the theory.
You
Okay.
gotta
Maybe
test
we
the
can do
theory.
it next time
Instead
and
of
let
testing
you
the
know.
theory, can you close your eyes for me? Imagine you just used the toilet and you did whatever you want.
I don't
you
look
keep
in
that to
it
yourself.
when it
flushes that way.
Keep that to yourself. But I would like to know, but keep it to yourself. It's fine.
Okay. I think
Now
it just
you flushed the
bubbles
toilet.
up in Australia. Like it doesn't go in a direction.
Yeah,
What?
it
We
just
have
like
different
it
toilet
just like
bowls to
goes,
you guys.
It just goes up a bit and then like flushes down.
So you know how you guys
What?
have like
Brag about
really
it.
big toilet bowls?
We
like
do.
they're quite large.
We don't
Thank
have
you.
that.
a little.
We have
Like
a lot of shit.
there's just like a little bit of water in the bottom.
You have
Maybe
big-
that's it.
I think it's that you have big
We're
bums.
fatter people.
Yeah, like they're
True.
really round, whereas like ours are just like kind of like deeper.
with a little bit of
Deeper
water
ass.
in
You
the
don't got a
bottom.
Kardashian butt over there in Australia?
Maybe they struggle without toilets.
They would. Kim would get stuck.
So you are fashion entrepreneurs. You started your blog in what, like 2012?
And 12, yeah,
Yeah.
forever ago now. Like,
And
what's
how did that start?
I was moving to Paris for 6 months and we were going to be across the world and we just like heard about this kind of blog thing that a few people were doing and we were like, this would be cool. Like, let's just start a blog. Let's start writing to each other every day. We can share what we're eating, what we're wearing, whatever we're doing on this kind of open diary.
Yeah, it was like every day one of us would log on and be like, hey, Steph, this is what I'm doing today, and like post a photo of my outfit. Steph was living in Paris. I was still like studying at university. So like my life was super boring and hers was super
So
fun.
you say super boring, but then us in America are like, you live in Australia. That's
Yeah.
exotic.
I'm like, you probably almost die every single day from
There's like
spiders and
Tasmanian
wolf spiders and horse
devils and, like,
spiders.
Don't forget the
Snakes.
snakes.
Yeah.
Snakes.
Yeah, we travel around on
Dingoes.
kangaroos, like in their
Kangaroos.
pouches. That's how we get places.
Yep, that's what I hear.
We don't
Yeah.
have cars yet.
That's
We're
what I
working
heard.
on it.
Exactly. That's what I've heard. That's what all the blogs say.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you started that way, and then where did it go from there?
From there, it kind of like, you know, we started to get this readership really quickly and we're like, oh, that's cool. Like people are reading this blog too. And
Like
then
reading your diary.
Yeah.
pretty much.
But what makes you go, I'm good at fashion?
We just liked fashion. Like, I guess other people saying it more. Like, we just
Yeah.
liked clothes, you know? But then other people liked what we were wearing too. So it was like, oh, I guess
You
we're
were
good
an
at this.
influencer before the influencer thing started.
Well,
was like-
yeah, like it was very small scale in the beginning. Like in the beginning, like 5 people were reading our blog, and like 2 of them were probably us and one of them mum. But then it was like my university holidays like perfectly coincided with like Paris Fashion Week. So this was like 3 months into the blog. No one was reading it. And so we were like, we're going to Paris Fashion Week. And I just was like really just going to visit my sister on her like epic trip. And then like we actually got discovered on the streets of Paris Fashion Week by this magazine editor, and she just really liked our style, so she came up to us. She worked for like one of the big magazines, Grazia UK at the time, and just ended up printing this like 3-page spread about us and what we were doing and how we were like these amazing twins in fashion.
They called you twins?
Just embrace it.
Definitely called us
Just
twins.
lie.
See, you didn't care about that, did you?
Let us live
You
the
didn't correct
dream.
that, did you?
Did they call us twins or did they say we were twinning? Because at the time we were kind of just like wearing matchy outfits, which you can see we always end
They're
up doing.
constantly tricking.
Yeah, but isn't twinning Charlie Sheen bragging about how he fucked twins? I don't think you want
I
to be
think
twinning.
Charlie Sheen is winning.
No, but he was saying twinning if you're fucking twins.
I
That's
didn't
what I
keep
think
up, I
that's-
didn't
that's
keep
what I
up
think
with the
twinning is.
dark side.
Just to be
In
careful.
the fashion, that is not what twinning is. It's just about dressing alike.
My bad. Got it. Good enough.
Sometimes Steve twins with me without thinking about it. He just like sees, because I'll get dressed first and then he'll wear the same outfit and I'm like, you copied me.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Like when you come down the stairs after I already got
Oh,
dressed.
we're wearing the same colors.
Yeah, well,
not the same outfit.
I mean, of course
I'm not
I
wearing
don't.
a blouse.
Well, yeah, you're not shopping at Madewell because you have poor taste, but like you are wearing
I have
like
poor
the
taste.
same color shirt
dressed
and
me.
then but not back then. I don't know
How do
pineapple
you guys think I'm
shirts.
dressed? Do you think I'm dressed well?
Yeah, you look pretty good.
Yeah, you look good.
I
Yeah, I
did
like
pick
it.
this
I like
out.
the
Yeah,
denim
I
shirt.
picked
Yeah,
this
there you
out.
go.
Thank
Yeah.
you. My wife did it.
She's got good taste.
Thank
Thank
you. Yeah, I picked both of our outfits today.
Can I say good for you for having a wrinkled shirt? Because I like to have wrinkled shit. No.
You can.
It's
You-
fashionable.
you can.
That's the
Crushed.
style.
It's crushed linen, mate.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
wrinkled.
No, but
Thank
so many
you.
people hate on me because
Wait, also, I'm living out of a suitcase right
Yeah.
now. Give me a fucking break,
Also,
man.
this is a podcast, not a video.
You're a fashion person. Wherever you go, people are going to be like, hey, wait, okay, what's she wearing? I was saying good for you.
Do you know
Good,
what?
thank
I
you.
steamed a whole silk skirt yesterday before I went to JK, and then it was wrinkled by the time I got there because I was in traffic for an hour and a half, and by the time I got there, it was like I never even steamed
That
it.
sucks.
Fashionistas don't get
Why
that
did
kind
I
of
do that?
excuse.
No,
That
you know
sucks.
what? As an adult, I really never learned how to iron. Like, I feel like that's
I
my
love
one thing. As
ironing.
long as it's clean, I'm good. I
Yeah.
don't know how to get the
Do you do the
wrinkles out.
dryer trick, where if you just
I
get
do.
it, like sprinkle it a little bit?
I rarely dry
What's the
because I feel
dryer
like
trick?
I know you don't know the dryer
So,
trick. No, I'm kidding.
If you don't want to iron, you just take your article of clothing, you throw it in the dryer, you sprinkle a little bit of water on there, and you put it in the dryer for like 10 minutes.
Shut
And
Comes
it
out new.
comes out.
How do I not
No
know about
wrinkles.
this? The only trick that I know is when you like hang it up in the shower, but that really
Oh, that
never
too.
works.
It doesn't work.
It never works.
I do
doesn't-
use
it
a
doesn't get in
steamer
there.
No, it doesn't.
for like things I care about. Like if it's like a long dress, like that people will like notice wrinkles in, I'll steam it. But I don't like to.
I was at
No.
Urban Outfitters. I saw pre-wrinkled jeans and shirts, and I was like, finally, I have arrived.
Wait,
Because
it's
I'm
like
always wrinkled.
it's like those sneakers that are like pre-dirty when you buy them.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I
Like
don't
Golden
get that
Goose.
trend. I
That,
will
like,
never get on that
vintage.
trend. It's
Yep.
like I can dirty them myself after I buy them. I don't need someone else to do that for me.
I'm with you on sneakers. That inexcusable.
Yeah.
Shirts though, please pre-wrinkle them and dirty them, because I look like a working man.
What about jeans with holes in them? Because I buy those.
I
Yeah,
would
but
buy
then
those.
I find that like when they're pre-holed, then the holes just get bigger and
That's
bigger, and
true.
then they become unwearable too quickly.
That's so true.
Or
Also
do they
true.
become more wearable because people are like, oh, I see more things that you're hiding, typically.
Maybe for
More
a girl.
treasures.
Maybe for a chick, not for dudes. People
Keeps
are like,
getting
please
better.
stop it.
It's
Also
a gift
true.
that keeps
Yeah.
giving.
Also true.
Because see, when sometimes she wears these sexy jeans that I can see the pockets through it, and I can see her legs and upper legs, and I'm like, yeah, I'm
yeah.
into this. But then I'm like, wait, I don't want other people to see this shit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You're possessive. That's
Oh
what that's
yeah,
called.
extremely, and insecure. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Okay, so you started this blog and about
We did.
fashion, and it started evolving. And you're like, oh, people are really digging our outfits. Let's just like go full force in them. Because you also started a shoe company, right?
Yeah.
Called
Do you want to
Twoo.
tell the story or should
Sure,
I?
I can tell the story. Well, so after that Paris Fashion Week moment, when like this article got written about us, it ended up getting printed all over the world. And so suddenly people were like, oh my God, you have this massive blog. And
Yeah, they were like, they're doing so well. And we were like, we weren't until that article. We weren't doing anything.
which I feel like sums up a lot of things for us, is just like fake it till you make it is
Yes,
definitely
please.
our
You
motto.
have like
Totally.
an old
It
like
works, though.
1950s story of being discovered. Like I saw them on the streets.
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah.
Well, to be
100%.
fair, we missed out the part where it involved a lot of hustling, because like we were at Paris Fashion Week purely like either we like harassed people, like emailed as many PR agencies as we could find until someone gave us tickets to like 2 shows, and then all the other shows we weren't actually invited. We
would
honestly just
we'd
rocked
dress
up.
We would put on our outfits and we would go to the shows and we would just hang out outside.
What kind of outfit would you say you're like, this is going to get me in?
Oh, like
we didn't want to get in. That wasn't the point. We just wanted to look like we were there
like
so
you
we
were
could
there.
mingle with the people who were going to print the articles
And
about us.
and then there were like walls of people taking photos. We didn't know this, and they were like, "Oh, these girls are on their way into the shows." They'd take a bunch of photos, and then
That's smart.
we'd have this awkward moment where we were like, "Okay, run away."
Run away. Yeah, and we just like scurry away in these really like bright outfits that drew a lot of attention, and they probably all noticed. But so that kind of happened, and then like pretty quickly, I'd say within like 3 months or something, then it kind of became our full time, and we were like working with brands, and people were like approaching us to like be in their campaigns and style their campaigns, and then quite quickly we started to get asked to like design things for brands, like to collaborate on something. So it was like, you put your aesthetic on our thing and then we can sell it together and you can have like part of the
I love those
profits.
things. So
Yeah.
it's so cool. Like the makeup palettes that people are beauty gurus do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Like now it's happening a lot. Then it
Yeah,
was like
but back
pretty
then
free.
it
It's
was
a
yeah.
thing,
Yeah. And we got approached by like this big shoe company in Australia called Windsor Smith, and they were like, everyone was wearing these shoes at the time, and they were like, hey, you want to design a line of shoes? And it was literally just like they invited us over and asked us a question, and they were like, cool, what do you reckon? What colors? What styles? Okay, done. Like it was the easiest
like a
thing
1
we've
hour
ever
meeting
We
landed.
where
had like
we
an Anne Hathaway story of like falling into becoming successful in a fashion career.
We fake it a lot. Like when we walked into that meeting where we were designing shoes, we thought that we were just meeting with them to say hi. And then when we got in, they were like, yeah, so we want you to design a line right now. And we were like,
And you look at each other like, yeah, okay, whatever.
cool. Yeah,
Can you picture like Anne Hathaway in like Princess Diaries?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
oh, I'm a princess? Okay. And everyone's
Yeah.
just like, Madame, pick out your shoes.
Yeah, you're right. We're so Anne Hathaway times 2.
We'll
Now
take
that I
it.
think about it.
Take it.
Yes.
At least if you don't take it, fake it. Fake that you're taking it.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
We'll fake it.
Take it till you
perfect,
make it.
Perfect.
Take to fake. So yeah, and then after we did that, and then they sold out really quickly, we were like, sweet, that was so easy. That was like the easiest thing ever. We just did work for an hour, and then we sold out shoes. We could do this.
Yeah, we were like, we know how to design
Yeah,
shoes.
we're like,
we picked colors and everything.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like, this is so
we
easy.
don't have any prior design experience or know how to run a brand, but this is something that we
You
should
guys
definitely
are
do.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you for talking this way. So many people come in here with their foot up their own asses,
Oh,
and they're
no.
like, "Oh, darling, I simply went in there and I had a vision. I closed my eyes and I said these shoes."
Oh, hell no.
No, no.
Like, still to this day, like, everything we do, we hustle so bloody hard for. Like, we're, you know, in the
We
US
get
doing...
scrappy. That's our tagline.
Totally.
That
We're
we
in-
gave ourselves.
And we're in the US at the moment doing podcast interviews, and, like, we just rock up here and we, like, literally, I think we've sent 500 emails, no exaggeration, to, like, the biggest celebrities you can think of, like, to Oprah,
That's
to
awesome.
Julia Roberts. Like, can you
Yeah,
be on
like
our
100
podcast?
Just shit they don't tell you, you know?
Yeah,
Like the
you made it.
hugest
You made
celebrities,
it.
the biggest ones.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and then like a bunch of people said no, like a gazillion people,
course.
always.
Did Oprah say
You
no?
have to get all the
Oprah said no,
no's.
but we
Oprah
were
said fuck
so
no?
yeah. But Oprah responded. Like when
Oh.
Oprah's people
No,
respond to
Oprah's
you,
people.
Well,
not
yeah.
yeah,
Oprah.
like
Not
that's
the
still pretty
Oprah.
cool. You know, like
Not
I
the
think that
Oprah
maybe
herself.
she does respond, but like it has to be like looking like it's her people.
She's pretending to be her
pretend-
assistant.
Yeah.
oh, we've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
we've
done
all
that
done
so
it.
many
Oh, yeah.
times.
Oh yeah, Oprah's totally doing that.
Yeah.
Just for
I think
shits
so.
and gigs.
I
yeah.
think so, right? She's got to be bored as fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
fun for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, then where were we?
Yeah,
we were designing a line
started
of
our
shoes.
brand. We
Oh.
thought we were the shit.
So yeah, we just decided to start this shoe brand. We wanted to have the word "to" in it because our blog was called How to Live. So
to
everyone's
the
like,
number.
two, yeah,
for you
TWO.
listening out there.
And then we came up with this name Tubes, TWOOBS.
We made it up.
We were like, how cool would it be if the shoes came in tubes, like tubes?
Oh,
Yeah.
all these puns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
love it.
exactly.
That's a
that
Steve
didn't-
Jobsian kind of thing. You're just taking the same thing that everyone knows and you're just repackaging it differently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except
That's great.
when Steve Jobs did it, it was really clever. And then when we did it, we were like, oh, this is terrible. Shoes come in boxes for a reason. And it did not work. And we got rid of it in like within the first 6 months.
But
and then-
luckily, like the product was awesome. So
Good,
like for
good.
us,
Totally.
we were like,
Packaging bad, but that's good.
yeah, like
It
luckily,
could have worked. You know,
People are like, I had to scrape
been
my
good
shoe
in
out
theory.
with a fucking butter knife. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
yeah. So they're like, super comfy. Like, we love the fashion element of things, but we are not down with being uncomfortable. You know, like, we're not the kind of people who want to be walking around in heels all day.
No.
With Band-Aids on your feet. Not a good look. Is that what you call them here? Band-Aids?
We do call them Band-Aids.
Plasters.
I don't know what
We
that
call them
is.
bandages
Plasters.
and Band-Aids.
Oh,
Wait,
Band-Aids.
what do you think we called them?
I thought you
Plasters.
called them plasters.
Maybe that's the UK.
Plasters?
Plasters?
Wait,
You're right,
like,
it's
so you
you-
get a
Here's the
cut
thing.
and then you put something on it. What do you
A
put on it?
Band-Aid.
Let me tell you about America. If it
Wait,
sounds smart,
what's
that's
a
not how we say it.
plasters?
Plasters, like Plasters.
That sounds too smart for
Plasters.
us.
I've literally never heard that in my life.
Oh,
It must
funny.
be the
Because
UK.
we call different
Like I
things.
say that when I get really drunk. I'm like, I got plastered last night.
Oh, yeah, you
Sure.
got plastered.
Yeah.
Yeah, we say that too.
Like the
Okay.
Brits
Not
say
Americans,
crumpets,
Not a Band-Aid.
and
That
we
would
say
be weird.
muffins. We just make it sound like shit.
No, that crumpet is completely different.
I don't agree.
You know, be cool.
I don't agree.
Crumpets and muffins
Don't-
are super different.
don't
Recently, I
embarrass
googled
me.
it.
They say toffee and we say coffee.
That's
The-
just
see?
completely different.
See?
Not
They
good-
class
not
it up a
similar
little bit.
things. No,
I find.
nope.
Very different.
No.
Yeah.
Those
That's
are
fine.
different things, baby.
You guys can work it out later.
Yeah.
They say buggy, we say
won't.
cars. You know what I mean? They class it up.
Okay.
for them.
Anyway, the shoe brand.
The shoes.
You're into comfort.
Very
Yes.
comfortable. So fashion and comfort, and also massive animal lovers. And we were like, why are all these animals dying to make people's
Or the
shoes?
leathers.
So
Because
leather's
alligator's
really
really,
hard to-
nice.
yes,
I will
but
say.
Yeah, but
Alligator
you
shoes.
can get-
so are
You
actual
can get
live
fake
alligators.
alligator, and
It
then
doesn't look the same.
It does.
I've tried.
He's
It
trolling.
touch.
I'm not trolling.
It feels the same.
Okay.
It looks the
Never-
same.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever put on a fresh alligator belt and you're like, how about
No.
this feeling?
Have
Where's
you?
Jessica's bag? I feel like your
It's-
bag is vegan alligator right now.
Oh, I
You
left
can-
it in the car.
But you can feel the energy of that scared animal.
Why
in the leather.
Why do you want to
Exactly.
feel that?
Well, no, but there's an energy like a
Everything
kinetic
that you're
energy
saying
to
right
it.
now is why I don't like it.
Oh, see, that's why I like it.
He
Have
loves
you ever
it.
wor- have you
Can't
put on a-
change the man.
I'll change your mind. Have you ever put on a fresh mink coat?
No.
What a feeling.
No.
Oh, okay.
Mate, did you do any research? We're animal lovers.
No. Okay, squirrel. Surely you've worn squirrel.
Squirrels are so cute. Everything you say, I'm like, I totally agree. But when they're live,
Aren't they
you know,
cuter
like
as a handbag?
no,
Okay.
no, they're cuter when they can like
handbag.
eat little nuts.
We won't stray.
You can stitch them together and make a pretty big handbag. I
Or
think.
you could just bring them all together and give them a good
handbags are in
cuddle.
right now.
Oh, you hug them?
Yeah, when they're live.
I think that they wouldn't like that so much, but that's what I heard.
My cat, my cat's a scarf a lot of times, or he thinks he is.
Oh, you have a cat.
Yeah, I have two cats, but the other one we don't really count him. So the one that I love, he is always like on our shoulders, and he like begs to be on our shoulders. So
We only love
we
one of
let
them.
condone live
We let him
animal
live.
fashion.
I
That's
was like,
okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
could be my
we're okay
scarf
with
if
that.
The
you
one that we
say a
don't
lot.
like will be shoes one day. I will say.
We
We're happy
threaten
to
him
do
all
it.
the time.
I'm
We
happy
tell
to do
him,
it.
we're like, we don't love you as much.
We're gonna
Aw.
eat you. We're gonna eat you one day.
If it's of natural causes, then I don't know how I feel about it. We can reassess at the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's all
won't.
I've been talking about. A natural causes mink coat. Have you ever worn
No,
that? Okay.
no.
All right. I'll get you. I'll convert you.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
So you're able to make shoes without like leather and
Yeah.
suede and all of that.
Yeah, well, at the time when we were kind of doing it, like we started probably about 3.5 years ago, and it was like pretty groundbreaking. But I don't know about the US, but in Australia now, like vegan fashion is like the biggest thing. Like everyone's
What
asking
about
for
Uggs?
it.
We're just
Uggs
learning
is a
about
huge
the food over here.
Australian brand. How about what are they doing? Because I hear things in the news all the time about like their practices, and then they have to apologize for things. and-
I'm not 100% sure about Uggs, but recently it was my birthday and I don't buy animal products, and I needed a new pair of Ugg boots because when I got my last ones like 6 or 7 years ago, I was buying animal. But recently I got these really great pair of vegan Ugg boots. They're an American brand, but I can't remember what they're called.
No, that
but
kind
they're
But
just as good.
Google vegan American Uggs.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about an animal that was mean?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay. I'm just trying to.
They kind of deserved it.
Right? If they're mean, like how mean are alligators? I will say. Just try
Why
that
are
again.
they mean?
Have you ever heard about them
Okay.
eating people's dogs and stuff?
So the kid that got eaten by an alligator
Oh, yeah,
at
in Disney.
Disneyland part
Yeah.
at the Disneyland hotel.
If he was a
Totally
shoes,
It was,
provoked.
and it was in
What? It wasn't provoked?
captivity. If I put you in a
They
box,
didn't
you'd probably
jump in
eat
his
it wasn't
eye.
someone.
provoked. The kid was trying to get a pretzel.
But they killed him anyway. So okay, now you have
Now
now
you
you have a
make
dead
him shoes.
alligator.
Yeah.
Do you just dump the body
Or make
or
a
do
handbag.
Yeah, you could bury it. Give it a nice little
bury it.
funeral.
You
But
could
what about
say
the
a
skin,
eulogy.
Though? The ant goes. That's going to the
what
ants
about
anyway.
your skin?
What about it?
I'll
What if
wear
we
your
make-
skin.
I'll
Yeah,
donate to
exactly.
science. No problem.
Okay.
But when I'm done with it,
But will you donate to fashion?
and if I did something bad, then sure, make me a
I'm
handbag.
sure
Make
an
a handbag out
alligator
of me.
wouldn't mind being donated
I don't
to
think
science.
a human handbag would be that nice.
No, probably not. Especially not my skin. Let's be real.
Yeah. But so what are your shoes made out of? Let's go that direction.
They're made out of lycra, so like the swimming kind of material. I'm actually wearing some right now.
Oh, let's show
I'm
it
wearing
off.
Put
some
'em
as
up.
well.
There you
There
go.
we go.
Nice. Oh,
Oh, yeah, I
like
know
the
that one.
like my shoes. I wear these shoes like every day. They're the same material. If you look at my Instagram, the platform ones, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't. She's lying.
They're
Oh, we
like,
make
She's
platform ones too.
I will buy them.
Okay,
I
we'll
don't know what
send
you're
you
talking
some.
about.
You don't
That's
have
all
to
I
buy
wear.
them.
Hell yeah. I got the hookup.
That's that.
No more alligator
Isn't that
skin
why
for
we're
me.
invited? Free shoes?
Yes.
Alligator
Yes.
boots for you.
No more alligators. Kidding. We don't wear alligators.
She doesn't.
or tortoiseshell things. Like I don't know if they actually make sunglasses out of actual tortoise shells.
No, it's just to
I'm-
describe the material.
Okay,
like
but I stopped buying tortoiseshell
I pay extra
sunglasses
for
because I
those.
wasn't sure.
No
There you
way.
go.
I
See,
was
animal
like, I
lover.
don't even know.
I pay
love
extra for the
that.
ones that are made out of tortoise shells.
The actual tortoiseshell.
Yeah. But only if they're sea tortoises.
Right. You got the ones that died from the plastic
Yeah.
straws.
I like the land ones.
Yeah.
They're one of my favorite animals because of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay. But only teenager ones.
Yeah, the teenager ones. I don't care about
Those
the
are
young
ninjas.
ones or the old ones either.
Yeah, the elder ones they're up for grabs.
I don't care.
Okay. Okay, good. Now that we got that settled.
Yeah, so we had these awesome shoes that we were going to launch. It took us probably like 2 years to get to the point where we were like actually had a workable product.
Because
Yeah.
as mentioned, we didn't really know what we were doing.
So
Sure.
like we thought it was going to be super easy, and then turns out shoes are like one of the hardest products to actually design because they have to fit a foot really well and do
True.
I wouldn't
so
even
many
think of that.
elements.
I'd be like,
Neither.
how hard it could be to do a shoe?
I guess
It's
Exactly.
very technical.
Yeah.
The
Right.
only reason I would think about that is because, like, if it was easy, every influencer, YouTuber person would be doing it.
True.
Yeah.
Instead they're doing
that's
socks.
That's what we kind of think that we're like, it was hard in the beginning, but now we kind of have a leg up because it's
Yeah.
very hard to break
You have a
into.
foot up.
We have.
We sure do.
Nice.
And we thought, we're never the kind of people that just do things the regular way. So we really wanted to like create a splash and launch the brand in this awesome way that people were just going to like remember and speak about. So we were actually going to New York Fashion Week. We were invited that time because this was like a few years into it. And we decided to launch the shoes at New York Fashion Week. But like that can cost $1 million for
Yeah.
a brand, like that's
Literally $1 million.
Literally
Like
amazing.
it's crazy expensive.
Yeah, so we were like, we're not going to go the regular route and do like a proper show. But we were like, we knew from going to Fashion Weeks before that there is like this wall of photographers and they wait outside the shows to like take people's photos as they're walking in and out. But between shows, they don't really have anything to do. So they're just kind of standing around. And we were like, how could we like capitalize on those
Oh.
photographers
Smart.
and launch our shoes?
That's so smart.
What'd you
Yeah.
do?
So it was like, so it was February. So it was like so cold in New York, and we were launching sandals. So we were like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Like, how can we make these two pairs? So we were like, let's embrace that weird kind of parody. So we went on Craigslist and we found 3 models, and we paid them each like, I don't remember, like $50 or something.
By the way, Craigslist is amazing. We don't have it in Australia. And you literally
It's amazing.
You post an ad for a model and you literally have 300 responses
Yeah,
within
like,
half an
We
hour.
can
Especially
tell
in New
you're
York.
not from America when you say
Yeah.
Craigslist is amazing.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Yeah, I heard about this killer or something, but like
No.
our experience has been great.
Killer could get a really good model.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Could get a free
Exactly.
microwave.
It's worth the gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we found these 3 models who like weren't really models. They were just like chicks who wanted to have fun time.
Yeah.
And they ended up coming and we dressed them up like head to toe in like beach gear essentially. So they were in like bathers or what do you guys call them?
Bikinis.
Swimsuits.
Yeah, bathing suits, swimsuits.
Sunglasses, like the whole thing. And then we took them outside like the key Fashion Week venues and they just like pranced around and they played loud music and they were wearing our shoes and they were just having a super fun time.
And it was like, I don't know what, I want to say it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my
It's like
God.
0 degrees
That'll
Celsius.
do it though. That creates
really,
conversation.
really cold. And they were amazing. Like they literally danced around acting like it was the middle of summer.
Probably just to stay warm.
Yeah.
Just primal
If for no
instincts
other
kicked
reason.
in.
Oh yeah, we were under so many layers at the time. It was like even we were cold. But
And
they-
like the biggest expense on the day was that we hired a car and we blasted the heating. So like they would go out for 5 minutes and then they were back in the car dressing gowns on, getting warm, and then back out there.
Refueling.
And photographers loved it. And when we were doing this, like, we have no idea if these things are going to work. We don't know if we're going to get laughed out of Fashion Week.
We were like, is this offensive to Fashion Week? Like, are people going to, like, yell at us or get angry, or we're going to get, like, kicked off the street or something? And I remember, like, the first time we were walking out the car and we were like, this is embarrassing. Like, I remember, like, instantly I was like, ugh, this doesn't feel right.
I feel like
But
if
the
you
people you
don't
hired
have
weren't embarrassed?
that feeling, I feel like if you don't have the feeling of like, I'm kind of embarrassed because I don't know if it's working or not. If you don't have that feeling, I don't think you're succeeding.
If you don't
because
show
every
it.
like new idea that it's been like no one's ever done it before, those people had to feel some level of embarrassment. Like, is this
1000%.
And then it goes
Right.
like, then it takes off.
Because you're putting yourself out there and it's like
Yeah.
so much unknown. So in those first few minutes, we were like, ew, this feels weird. And then
Exactly.
they literally got swarmed with photographers and like it went crazy on
That's
social media.
awesome.
And then, like, we had amazing media pick it up. Like, Huffington Post did an article on it. And, like, it was literally the entire front page of the Huffington Post in Australia. Like, I didn't even know that, like, they put whole articles up
Yeah.
there, let alone, like, something like a fashion brand launches at New York Fashion Week. But, like, the press and everything that came out of it was so huge.
That's
And it was
awesome.
totally worth that risk.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Of course, because like, what's the like worst case scenario? People are like, "Ha ha, you're stupid" or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
the
Like
worst
then they wouldn't
case.
hear about it. Like we would just like wouldn't have made that much of a splash. Like who
Right.
cares?
Yeah, and we have so many people write to us and be like, how do I put myself out there like that? Like, I'm so scared of feeling stupid. And it's like, we all do. You
Yeah.
just push through it.
You feel
Totally.
stupid and you do it anyway.
Exactly.
yeah,
That's really the
Exactly.
only difference.
Yeah, and like what we often tell people is it's so helpful to have someone else in it with you. Like, you know, when you feel stupid by yourself, like it feels probably like the feeling is more compounded. But like, you know, if I'm feeling down one day or like awkward about what we're doing, I have Stef to be like, oi, like it's fine. Like
Yeah.
we'll be okay no matter what. And like vice versa. So that's definitely been super helpful.
Do you ever have disagreements as partners?
Nah.
No, we really
Come on,
don't.
never?
We really don't.
They're
Like,
connected with that twin energy, but
Yeah,
not
they
really real twins. But
twin mind,
No,
but
we
not
don't.
twins.
We don't have anything like helpful to kind of give people in that way of like, you know, what do you do if a partnership like is feeling rocky? Because we're just, we're sisters and we're best friends, and I think like that kind of combination just made it super. We got lucky.
What about
Yeah.
getting boyfriends or some shit? Because that divides people.
getting boyfriends?
Yeah.
Oh,
We have
usually,
them.
we're usually in the same like boyfriend cycle. So like we get them at the same time, we break up with them at the same
let
time.
them-
Like it usually just
They
comes
come
in.
in,
Wow.
they come out. They come in, they come out. Nah,
Wow.
but and they always like each other.
Yeah, exactly. So like we'll take them
Double
to events
dates.
and then we're like, bye.
Yeah,
And
like
then they can go be friends.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I
great
get it.
friends. Always great friends.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me a lot of beginning YouTube days, like, or not the boyfriend thing, but the like feeling stupid at first, like
Yes.
back in like 2009 when we were actors, and then like we were like, oh, we're trying this YouTube thing. My actor friends were like, that's embarrassing. Like that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
And
that's
now they're all begging
unprofessional.
to be in our videos. And
No.
guess what? No, you can't be in these videos. Fuck you.
Yes, that's exactly what we talked about recently. That when we were starting our blog, it was 2012, and people were like, "Oh, Jess
Why are
and
you
Stef are
doing
starting
that?
this
Yeah,
blog.
like,
It's
that's so
lame."
weird.
Like, you're
It's so-
putting yourself out there in this weird way.
Yeah, and the
Totally.
second that you get any kind of success, then those people are like, "Oh, hey, I have
How
this
do I
product."
start my?
Yeah.
How do I
Yeah.
start my?
I'm doing an alligator
100%.
handbag line. And like, nope, I'm not gonna help you, bitch. I would have.
Steve, someone will help you with your alligator handbag.
Well, I sure
line
hope
soon.
so. I haven't heard
For
a lot of bites
sure.
today.
A lot of
fine.
bites.
I don't do puns. Fuck you.
Uh-huh.
I don't.
All right. Well, on that note, we are going to take our first break.
Yes.
But thank you. We will be right back and enjoy this us talking again.
And when we return, we're going to talk about all the dark side of the fashions and what you don't know. But what about the dark side
Oh shit.
when we return?
Intense.
Okay, so let me tell you about an experience that I had with Warby Parker. They are a glasses apparel company. Mm-hmm. So I ordered they did like a home try-on kit.
Yeah.
So like you can actually try on the glasses or sunglasses before you buy them, and they're prescription lenses.
How does that work?
So you basically go on their website and then you pick out the different pairs that you think will look good on you.
You take a quiz.
You take a quiz, exactly.
Yeah.
And it helps you kind of like look at the different pairs that you think will look dope. And so I had them ship out a home try-on kit for free to me.
And what's in that?
So they sent me 5 pairs of glasses,
Yeah.
and I was able to try them on in my home lighting with my wife there to
Yeah.
see how they looked. and to give approval or disapproval.
Which I thought was really cool because, like, a lot of these places, if you order online, you just get to see what they look like in a picture, or if you're lucky, they'll like do an AR thing where they'll put it on your face
Exactly.
for you. But this is like you put it on your face, and then also you get to try on those particular pairs.
So you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
And then you basically put them back in the box. You pick out which pairs that you wanted, and then you let them know, and then you give them your prescription, and then
They send
you a pair of fashionable glasses.
The ones you picked out.
Which is the ones that I got.
I actually really like the way they look on your face.
I know.
Which is surprising because I can't even believe they made it look good on your face. That's so crazy.
It's hard to do.
It's really hard.
It takes the newest in science engineering.
No, I like his face.
Well, thank you, but that seems to be a joke that everyone's going for these days. So
Yeah.
we'll go with it.
I like that it enhanced your features. You know, like a
Yeah.
lot of glasses I feel like wipe out, like it's a distraction. It like wipes out your features, like some of the glasses you've worn in the past.
Right.
But these pair like kind of, I don't know, it like it's like the equivalent to makeup. Like makeup is supposed to enhance your facial features on a woman or man. But yeah, the glasses I feel like really bring out your facial features.
Yeah, so glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses, and they include anti-glare and anti-scratch coatings. And they also have the blue light filtering, which some people like, and they're now available. And if you have an iPhone X, you can download Warby Parker's app where you can use their virtual try-on, allowing you to try on their eyeglasses, seeing the realistic color, texture, and size of each style. If you want to, if you want to forego the try at home, you can do it that way through their app.
Yeah, and there's a free at-home try-on program, so you order 5 pairs of glasses, try them on for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. It ships free. It includes a prepaid return shipping label. You head to warbyparker.com/STDTY to order your free home try-on. Take the quiz to find a pair that is perfect for you today.
Head to warbyparker.com/STDTY to order your free home try-on, and you can take the quiz to find a pair that's perfect for you today.
That's warbyparker.com/STDTY, and you get a free at-home try-on, and you get a quiz that will help you find a perfect fit. All right, so when you're selling online, getting your orders out can be a real pain. Have you ever, Steve? Have you ever done this?
Have I ever done what?
Like,
Shipped online?
had a hard time, shipping all your stuff online. I have.
All the time.
Want me to tell you about my experience? Okay, so I was on one of those like resell your clothes apps, you know, where you're like reselling the apps or you're reselling your clothes. And it's a hassle to like get all your clothes out to different customers or whoever bought your clothes, especially if you're like not used to being like a full running business. But with ShipStation.com, it's the fastest, easiest, and most affordable way to manage and ship your orders. So ShipStation helps you get orders out quickly and save money on shipping costs, keeping your customers happy.
Well, that's exactly what I need from a service.
Yeah. So no matter what you're selling, if it's Amazon, Etsy, your own website, ShipStation brings all your orders into one simple interface, making them really easy to manage from any device, even your cell phone.
ShipStation also works with all of the major carriers, including USPS, FedEx, UPS, even Amazon Fulfillment, so you can compare and choose the best shipping solution for you and your customer. They even offer big discounts on shipping costs. Now any business can access the same postage for discounts that are usually reserved for large Fortune 500 companies. You always know that you're getting the best deal.
So it's no wonder that ShipStation is the #1 choice of online sellers. You'll ship more in less time with the best rates available. And right now, Shit They Don't Tell You listeners can try ShipStation free for 60 days when you use offer code YOU. There's absolutely no risk. You can start your free trial without even entering your credit card info.
Just visit ShipStation.com, click the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in YOU.
That's ShipStation.com, then enter offer code YOU.
ShipStation.com. Make ship happen.
Get it?
And then you can take a ship.
Nope. No.
Oh, no.
No.
They don't like that.
We're gonna. Nope. And we're back to talk about.
The dark side. What about the fashions?
That's not a correct sentence.
No, but that's what I see on like the E and stuff.
The dark side, what about the fashions, is what you see on E?
What about the fashions is the dark side to you guys?
What in our experience?
Yeah.
Well, we kind of like launched the shoe brand, but then I don't know. I guess this isn't necessarily fashion specific, and maybe you guys have experienced it as well. But like we were growing really fast on Instagram, and it was always like all about us in front of the camera. And in the beginning, that was really fun, and then it got really not fun anymore.
Because it becomes work.
Well, and also like it was just a lot of pressure for us, you know, and even like receiving hate on Instagram and people not liking what we were doing all the time. And it just was so much pressure on the way that we looked and how many likes we got and how many comments we got and how fast we were growing and all that stuff. We were like super in the social media world for a while. And in the beginning it was fun and we liked it. And it kind of like opened up a lot of doors in the fashion industry and let us launch our own brand. But it was like a lot of pressure and definitely not good for either of our mental health at all.
Right.
And it's something like we love to talk about because we feel like it's not talked about often enough.
Just the hate you can get.
No, just like the pressure that you feel and like, you know, the fact that you base your worth on like likes and followers and stuff like that. And it can just start to feel not nice.
And like, you know, you think that that's going to like give you something and make you feel good about yourself. But then at the end of the day, it's really unsatisfying and it kind of does the opposite because you are like craving this like attention or whatever, you know?
Can I just say, if I was listening to this, I would, and I hadn't seen you guys yet, I would be like, God, I hope their clothes look cool because I really like them. You know what I mean? Like when they go check you out, they're probably like, oh man, these guys are so cool. I really hope that their clothes are as cool because I want to support you. Because you guys are dope. Like to be this forthcoming and honest about all this kind of shit.
Oh yeah, you got to be honest because
great.
like, you know, there's so much crap out there on the internet now and like so much of Instagram particularly is just like, yeah, exactly. It's just like portraying this image and like, look how good my meal was. And then I took one bite of that and didn't eat it.
And I think also like we weren't forthcoming for a long time about it.
See.
Like it took like, you know, we've been in this gig now for like 7.5 years. And like for a while, like even when we were going through this, like our way of kind of dealing with like not enjoying being on Instagram and being in front of things was to actually just like completely step away. So there was like a 1.5 to 2 years where we just didn't post anything on Instagram and people were constantly writing to us like, why aren't you posting?
That's a long time.
Yeah, it was really, it made us feel sick that we weren't posting as well. Like it wasn't an acknowledged thing. It was just, should we post? Nah, too scared. Like,
what
don't
were you
post.
doing during that time?
Like, we were running our brand. Like we were kind of still doing how to live stuff, but like still doing the blog kind of stuff. Like
Did you ever
working
think
with
of, like,
other brands.
Hiring an intern to like capture your voice or something?
It was just more about like the type of content that we were putting out. Like, you know, now we have a podcast and we get to sit down with awesome people like you guys and have these really meaningful conversations.
Yeah.
That's epic. But at the time we were like, we don't want to take more photos of ourselves and put them out there. Like it just
seems so surface.
I get that.
Exactly.
And also, like, when we had this revelation and we're like, wait, this is what we could be talking about. This is the kind of content that we could be creating is, like, the real shit. Then we kind of, like, you know, took those lemons and made them into really delicious lemonade.
Yeah.
And, like, now that's what we do. Like, we started How to Live the podcast because we were like, we love creating content, but, like, let's create content that's not going to make people feel like crap about themselves and not going to make us feel like crap about ourselves.
Yeah, it's not like a comparison type of thing.
Yeah,
that's what I like about the
exactly.
podcast world too. Is that it feels more collaborative. It feels like more like the roots of.
It feels like early
everything
YouTube did when we first started on
100%.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's like it hasn't gotten tainted yet. And also like you're being appreciated for what's going on inside your brains rather than what's going on the outside, which is like a really special platform that like hasn't existed in social media yet.
And it feels like people are down for things. Like we just had our friend on, Lisa, and she was talking about, she just wrote a book and she was talking about how she sent it to like all of, you know, these people who she's known over the years, and very few people were willing to even talk about her book in the old YouTube land of things. But like in this world, it's so easy to be like, yo, go buy Lisa's book. Like she's dope. We love Lisa. In fact, go buy Lisa's book.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Like it just feels like everyone's down for things. Whereas everyone has their stick so far up their ass in the YouTube land, like usually, that it's just tougher to reach people there.
For sure. And like even opportunity wise, like it's been an awesome opportunity to like go into podcasts because like it is new and fresh and like, you know, people when like we've got these crazy people that we've been interviewing in the US because they're like, oh, a podcast, that's cool and new. Like it's like a really good time to get on it.
That often.
Whereas like on Instagram, like we've all seen those same photos. We've all seen that same thing. Like you can't do fluff on a podcast. Like it's people are taking their time to listen to something. Like they're going to really love it.
Which makes it terrifying as well. Like I remember the first few times we were podcasting, I don't know how you guys felt, but like I was fucking terrified. I was like, everyone's going to find out that I am just like a nothing. I have nothing good to say. Like,
the
I'm
imposter
not
syndrome.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge imposter syndrome. Because you're in someone's ears for like an hour. They can see straight through you.
True.
You know
And
what?
it's like unedited. It's like in videos, you can be like, oh, I didn't like the way I said that. I'm going to edit it out. I guess you could still do that on podcasts, but it ruins the flow of conversation to do that.
I was talking to a buddy about this. He was intimidated because he's trying to get into stand-up right now. And he was like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I'm so scared. Like, all these people are so good. And I was like, don't look at it like that. I was like, who's the shittiest stand-up you ever saw? And he's like, oh, this guy, fucking Mark Springwalter or whatever. Somebody that he saw in Georgia one time. And I was like, just go be better than him. Mm-hmm. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like, that guy's doing it. He's out there doing it, and he's fucking doing 6 nights a week or whatever. Just go be better than that guy.
That's
totally.
great advice.
That is
Oh, thank
awesome
you.
advice.
I really like that.
Thank
And we
you.
also talk about that like the difference between like somebody that's successful and someone that's not sometimes is literally just that you did it and that other person didn't.
Exactly.
Like people always say to us like, oh, well, like I wish I could do
What's
what
the
you
key
guys
to
do.
success?
And we're
It's
like,
like, just
oh, we
do
just
something
do
every
things.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just be
like,
willing to like fail. Like accept the possibility of failure.
But so many people are like, I got to go be better than that legend. And I'm like, you don't.
But and then they never do anything because
Exactly.
they're like so frozen with this fear rather than just like putting it out there. Like now when we look at our first blog post or our first shoes that we created, we're like, those are terrible.
Shocking.
Like,
it's fun to look back on.
Yeah,
'cause
that
you're
doesn't
like,
matter.
see how far
Totally.
you've come.
yeah, exactly. Like you're always improving and you've just got to like put it out there at one point and then you'll improve
I
later.
actually feel bad for the people that look back and go, that was my best work 6 years ago. I can't
Yeah,
ever
I do
top
too.
that.
I hate all
True.
my shit from old.
Same.
Usually.
Yeah,
And
you don't want that at all.
As you grow and evolve as
Or I nitpick it or
artist,
whatever.
yeah.
It's not as fun.
Yeah, totally. But I guess that's like just looking up to somebody, and it's good to have that like that kind of like North Star or like that comedian that you really do look up to, that one day you can aspire to be that. But yeah, like just tomorrow you're probably not going to be as good, but you're taking the right steps.
Right. And you have to have like 10,000 hours or something to master it or you know,
so
you heard
true.
that? Yeah.
When we listen to our first podcast interviews now, we're like,
Terrible.
oh God, so
We didn't
cringe.
say the first podcast episode we ever did. We didn't say anything. Like we
Don't listen to that one, everybody.
We had
They got
someone,
nothing for
We're
you.
not
No,
telling you
it's
which one it
actually
is.
okay.
I listened to it. It's like
Oh, there you go.
okay episode because our guest was so amazing and added so much value, but like we just sat there like
It was actually because like we got so in our heads about it, and rather than just being like, let's sit down and have a conversation and like, how do we want this podcast to feel? We asked, like we were Googling for so long, like, okay, what are the secrets to interviewing someone? And everybody just kept saying, just listen and let them talk. So we literally did that.
we took it too literally.
Yeah. But then we like aired it later in the season, so you can't tell which one it is. But we had good feedback on it. And that's a
Nice.
thing. Like often you're just really hard on yourself.
True.
But other people
That's
can't tell.
this chick, man. This chick's hard on herself as fuck.
Don't tell everybody that.
I want everyone to know that Nikki's very hard on herself. And no, and I'm hard on myself, but in a different way. I just see I usually don't watch myself back. And then I don't have to worry about it as much, right? Like I usually remember what I did wrong, and I'm like, fuck, I hated that part. But then I let it go, and I'm like, I don't watch it back.
My memory, I don't watch it back either, but my memory is always, I just remember the parts that I feel like I did poorly on, and then I just think that was the whole thing. Like I was like, I just fucked it up.
Same.
Yeah.
I also do that, and
That
it's like
makes
you
so
could have
much sense.
Yeah, you could have like an hour interview that went so well, and then there was like 3 minutes where you said the wrong thing, and then afterwards you just feel
that was a disaster.
exactly.
Okay, but then how do you like something enough, like a pair of shoes, where you're like, this is a permanent pair of shoes. You cannot alter, change them, whatever. Like we're putting this out in the world, and we have to like them the whole time. How do you do that?
Well, we're constantly changing our shoes as well. Like now when we look at our first collections, we're like, ugh, terrible.
Yeah.
You know, but like you just kind of keep going with it. You take feedback on, like that's so important.
It's just
And-
so final, right? Like because you're like, this is done and it's finished.
We
and
don't see it like that. Like
That's
you
great,
know,
though.
like
That's
you have,
good.
you have
Yeah.
stock.
that helps people. I
You have
think.
stock, and then once it sells out, or you do a new run of a different product. It's
Yeah,
not like,
and I think also with things like that, like in our experience, I remember we used to ask so many people for advice and be like, which ones do you like? Like which one, if you were going to buy one, which one would it be? And like, that is terrible. Like, don't do that. It's like we've learned that it's all about trusting your gut, like you've just got to like feel that. And once you have too much noise and too many opinions, like that's when it really gets
How do you
crazy.
sell something
Scatter
you
it.
don't like? That's so hard. I've tried it. It's so fucking hard to sell something you don't like.
Yeah,
That's, like, trendy
we've
and
done
you don't like
that.
it.
We've
Yeah.
definitely sold things we don't like. We
I
don't
think we all
do
have
that
it.
anymore.
It's a terrible feeling.
yeah,
But you learn from that.
Yes.
You learn from that feeling of being like, ooh, I really sacrificed who I am and what I wanted to say for like what other people liked or I thought other people would like and what's trending. And then you go, I'm never going to do that again.
Oh,
So-
totally. When we think someone's gonna like something, it's never the thing that does the best. Like when we're like, oh, we love this, but they'll love that.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, we're
always
always
does
wrong.
better.
We're
You know,
always
like
wrong.
Every tuber that I
That's
know
so
who's
true.
done a video is always like, my favorite video has the least amount of views. My least favorite video has the most.
oh, really?
It's that same
Really?
kind of shit. Yeah,
Ah,
same kind of thing.
that's so interesting.
But for those of you listening out there, I think that this is great advice where it's like, say you're a painter, whatever the fuck, you're doing something that seems semi-permanent. Like, if you like it, then that's good enough. Like, I think.
But they were saying the opposite, that the ones that they go with their gut on do better than the.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It goes with their gut. They like it enough. Like, whatever it is, they
Yeah.
made it. They like it.
Well, and I think also, like, ultimately, it's like, why are you doing something? Like, are you doing it to get approval from other people, or are you doing it because you love it? Like, we want to put shoes out into the world that we really love and feel good about. Like, sure, we could put out a bunch of gray, black crap that people would probably buy, but, like, that doesn't excite me.
safe
That doesn't make
and-
me feel
yeah.
good, you know? I want to do stuff that's cool and that gets me excited.
Like a wrinkled shoe.
Maybe.
I
I mean,
don't
That you
know.
can throw
we'll
in the
note the
dryer.
request.
We used to have shoes like when our first collection you could wash, like you could
Like
put in the
machine
washing
washable.
machine, and we thought it
That
was
sounds
so cool, and then no one liked it.
Well, and then we spoke to our customers and we're like, so what are you loving about the shoes? And they were like, comfort. So then we're like, okay, fuck
We
the
were like, what
machine
about
wash.
the fact that you can wash them? And they were like, oh, I haven't done that. Don't care. And we were like, oh, okay, no.
I used to think that was cool about my Converse, my Chucks.
Yeah,
back in high
that you can
school.
wash them.
Like that you can wash them. Yeah.
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 Can
Yeah,
you
like-
really, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you
You
can.
can.
My mom used to do that, and it was a pain in the ass. You could hear it through
Yeah,
the
you-
whole
yeah,
house.
for
it goes
sure.
dunk,
It's
da,
in the
dunk, da,
dryer.
dunk.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like don, da, don, da, don, da,
Yeah,
don.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But you can do it.
Right.
But do you know what we came up with instead? We have this spray called Protectee Stuff, and you can protect
It's
your
called
shoes.
Protectee Stuff?
Yeah, we called it Protectee Stuff.
We call
and then
everything silly.
and you spray them on your shoes, and then you don't have to wash them. So there's always a workaround. You know,
Yeah.
like they didn't need to be machine
You're
washable.
kidding.
No.
You could have saved me $1,000s on shoes, man.
Is
Yeah,
it
you
kinda
can
like
put them on
Scotch
anything.
Guard?
Yeah, like
It's just like this special spray that we found that like
Protectee
someone
stuff.
makes down the road from us in our office in
he
Melbourne.
was making them for couches, and then we were like, "Can you make them for shoes?" And he was like, "Sure." So now we have this like stuff
Tubes
that you can
Protectee
use. It's
stuff.
That's
amazing.
fun.
Like I tried it. I spilled a latte on my shoes just to check, like a really light colored pair.
Yeah.
It came off completely. It's like
That's
magic.
awesome.
Pulls right off.
Yeah.
Quit
Dude, I
everything
need
you're
that.
doing and sell this shit.
Your
This
guy,
is incredible.
like with your reaction to this, I'm like, whoa,
I'm gonna
Protectee
quit
stuff
everything.
is amazing.
I'm
Dude,
gonna go
like-
buy this guy's company. I'm gonna fucking
No, I just
build
have a
an empire.
flashback to like 2 weeks ago. I dressed up nice for an event, and of course, like the one time I dress up nice is when I spill. I forget what I spilled. It was like a spaghetti sauce or something on my on this corner of my shoe, and it's very visible. And that's like one of my only nice pairs of shoes.
She's
And it's
very
there
sloppy.
forever.
Yeah,
She's
and
very
I never
sloppy eater,
spill on any
drinker.
other shoes, but just that one time, and I
So
wasn't even
annoying.
eating. I was just trying to clean up really quick before we left for the event, and
just you're just
You
eating a
needed
handful
Protectee
of
stuff.
spaghetti.
needed the. Well, there was like something on the counter. It was like some sort of
You got some
sauce.
grab and go spaghetti, and yeah, it ended up on your dress.
yeah. Totes. That's what happened.
Yeah. You said marinara.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I can't remember. It might have been like olive juice or some shit.
That sounds like you.
Yeah. But it left a stain.
I understand.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember how it made me feel.
I completely understand.
Was it a red stain?
Maya Angelou. It was not. It like became like, you know, when water hits an article of clothing, it just goes like as a round dot. But then water disappears. Well, this thing, it just stayed that like darker dot.
Oh, like oil.
Point being,
Yeah,
with your
like an
miracle
oil
product, they would have
type of
slid
thing.
right
That's
off
the
of
worst.
her,
True.
Exactly.
which is incredible.
Yeah.
That should be everywhere. Why doesn't everyone know about this shit? What's it called? How do I get this?
It's called Protectee stuff.
Tubes.com.
It's literally
Tubes.com.
called Protectee stuff.
Yeah. That's what
Well,
they
I
named
didn't
their
know. I
things
thought that was a
silly.
bit.
They said they named their things silly.
I
Why don't
thought
you
that they
listen?
literally named
Part
their
of
things silly.
Podcasting is listening.
I thought it was
So we
literal.
just
No,
listen.
I was listening. I thought it was
It
literally they
wasn't-
call everything silly. So I was like, okay, everything's called silly. All
Oh
right.
no, it's not silly. It's called
fucking know.
Protectee stuff.
Like we
I
have
see.
sneakers, and we were like, well, we can't just call them sneakers, so they're our sneaky.
See?
Pretty
I see.
cute.
Do you
Get
call
it?
them sneakers? Like that?
Sneakers.
Do you spell them like sneakers? Or do you spell
Yes,
They're
sneakers.
sneakers.
That's how they pronounce their R's.
Oh, I don't genuinely know.
Steve-
Oh, sorry.
I'm asking.
Sneakers.
You don't be sorry.
There you
I'm
go.
sorry. You don't be sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
He's like, so I just leave the R off then? And like,
No, I thought it was like Snickers, like a candy bar.
Snickers.
Sneakers.
I see.
that's,
thank you.
that's
Wow.
a good accent.
Really nice.
That's really good.
Thanks.
That was some
Yeah,
Christian
I
Bale
was
shit.
like,
Well, we grew up watching American TV and American movies in Australia. So like we come over here and we already like know everything. We get how it works.
It doesn't feel like when you guys come to Australia.
That's true.
For us, it feels very normal.
when I was
Yeah.
in
Well, I
New
would never come
Zealand,
to Australia. It
it
seems
was
very deadly
first
there.
of all, do you have the thing like in New Zealand where you drive on the wrong side of the road with the wrong side of the steering wheel and everything?
We hired a car the other day and I was literally driving through LA on the left side of the road and then I was like, whoops.
Yep, did that a few times.
Yeah.
New Zealand less crowded than LA.
Yeah.
So congrats to you
It
for
was
The mistakes
okay.
are more visible.
But yeah, so I was listening to the radio while I was driving, and the radio people were like, yeah, all these kids are having American accents and we're like, where did you hear that from? And because they get it from the TV, and so they just start talking like the people on TV.
Hilarious.
So Australians
Culture bomb.
always say to us, they're like, "Oh, you're from America?" Like, "Oh, did you used to live in America?" Because for you guys, you think we sound super Aussie.
Yeah.
Yes.
But to Aussies, they think we sound American.
Yeah, we don't belong anywhere. It's very
That's
sad.
nuts.
Funny.
Yeah, and we always tell them it's because we watched too much TV growing up, but that is a lie.
That's like when people in Texas or like, one of the southern states, they're like, oh, you have a California accent. And I'm like, I talk like the people on TV, okay? You have the accent.
Oh, I agree with that. We said that when we got to LA. We're like, they just like so neutral here because it's like what
Yeah.
we're used to
Yeah.
hearing.
Yeah. It's TV.
We are the standard.
TV
We are the
accent.
we are the modern transatlantic
I just
accent.
think we sound clear, frankly. I think everyone else sounds a
You
little
pronounce
confusing.
your R's. So.
It depends.
Well,
There's different parts of California too. Like the beach towns are like, yeah, so like you're gonna
True.
go.
Yeah,
They like more
right,
slurry.
man.
And then like in the valley, it's like, oh my god, like I was going to the sushi place.
And it
down the
actually is
street,
like that. That's not even a stereotype.
And then like
I
you
love
go
the valley
more up-
accent.
Nikki's cousin sounds exactly
Wait,
like that.
And she's
in
a
the valley.
lawyer.
Are we in the valley right now?
We
We
are.
are.
Oh.
You did it.
So
you made
where's
it
your
to the
valley
valley.
accents, guys?
Well, I'm originally from a beach town, so I'm a little bit. I'm like
Well,
confused.
why aren't you speaking slower?
See, I had to speed it up for the valley people, and now I just sound weird. And
I'm
I don't
from-
fit either.
I'm
Like the
from
valley
all
people
over.
are like, you're from a beach town. The beach people are like, you're from the valley.
you can come join us in the like land of
The little nomad's land of accents.
I just
Yeah.
think she looks Mexican,
Sure,
but
I'm
she
not.
doesn't.
Yeah.
But she isn't.
I'm Filipino, French, Russian. Yeah, but I
blows
don't
my
belong
mind.
in any of those categories either.
We're also French.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not in the club, Steve.
I thought you were Australian.
We are, but our
We
dads.
were born in Australia.
You
Yeah.
can have ethnicities and nationalities.
Don't
Do you
placate.
understand this?
Don't try to
Don't
trick me.
placate.
So
Nope,
our
nope,
dads, actually, well, we're Moroccan. Like, so
Yeah.
our dad was born in Morocco, but then he
Make
grew
up
up in
your
France.
mind.
Yeah.
So like
French Moroccan.
French Moroccan.
Okay.
That's kind of like how
Is what
my
we're looking.
white side is. So they're the Russian part. They were from Russia, like ethnicity wise, they're from Russia, but they were living in China the whole time. So they immigrated from China, even though they're Russian.
Oh, that's
It's very
confusing.
And now they're American immigrants that are Russian from China.
Just like via China.
Well, my family
Yeah.
immigrated from Florida.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is like a separate country.
Tallahassee.
I'll give you that.
Thank you.
That's why he talks about killing gators all the time, apparently.
I do like to kill gators.
right.
We'll get into
Or
that.
fashion.
We'll get
So
into
now, like, do you mostly work on the fashion, the shoes, the tubes, or do you mostly work on the blog or the podcast, or is it all kind of just intertwined? And
So yeah, now we kind of do a bit of both. We were like, we really, for a while we were just doing the shoes and we weren't really focusing on creating content, but like there was like this creative kind of different content creation side of us that we were like really wanted to let out. And we really care about a lot of stuff. Like, you know, we mentioned animals earlier, and the environment, and also like female empowerment is something that we're super focused on. So we were doing all this stuff with our shoes and we were like, wow, podcasting would be such a cool platform where we can actually talk about the shit that we care about.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to tell people you care about stuff just on Instagram.
sure, because the captions I need me to be like this
Tiny.
short, but like on a podcast, you get a whole hour to talk about how passionate you are.
So like that, yeah, like we love fashion, but I think like what really gets us going is like all the other stuff, the kind of like the values behind
Well,
it.
it's kind of infused into the fashion, right? Because like
For sure.
you're environmentalist, animal activism, and then you put that into your pieces.
It definitely is. Like, it was in tubes already, but we're the kind of people that are like never satisfied with one thing. We're like, we have to be doing all of it.
That sounds like me too.
And also, like, we like to have fun, you know, like, as in having a podcast is so much fun. We get to have these meaningful conversations, but they're also super fun. Every single podcast recording that we've done since we got to the US,
It's true.
We've somehow like made a whole day of it because we've gone to like some random town and then we found some cute bakery after. And at the end of every single day, Jess turns to me and she's like, I would have paid for that experience.
Yeah, like we've had the craziest experience. Like, okay, so for example, like I don't know how often you guys go to New York or if you know what Levain cookies
Every 3
are.
months. I go there sometimes just to get a
Shut
steak
up.
and go home.
Okay, wait. If you don't know what Levain cookies are,
No,
though, you
I don't.
have
I
to
don't.
try them. You can
Okay,
mail a
you
lot of
can
them.
mail a lot of them from here. But so they're these big, fat, ginormous
6
choc chip
ounce
cookies. They're
choc chip
huge.
cookies.
And so they're our favorite cookies. We've been such fans for such a long time. And we got like a tour of their bakery and then we got to sit down with the founders for like 2 hours and just talk to them.
How did you scam that?
During the interview, they gave us 4 cookies to
You're
eat.
good.
And then when we left, they
Very
gave
good.
us 8 cookies to take home with us. We would have paid for the experience. It was amazing.
And you just talked your way in. You're like, hey, where are we doing the
See,
thing?
talk about like you always talk
great.
about like wanting to do this shit, but you're like, you know, there are actually people that can.
There
Well,
you
I'll
go.
work the
You just got to
deals,
take
yeah.
action. You
I'll go
just got
next
to
time.
do
I'm a
it.
jet setter. I'm there all the time.
You'll do it
Yeah.
next
I'll
time.
go
Yeah,
to
for
Laverne's.
sure.
What's it called?
Levain.
Levain.
Okay.
Uh,
I usually go to Mickey's Cookies.
So
over
they're like chocolate chip cookies.
Their
the
classic one is chocolate chip walnut, so yum. But also their chocolate is amazing, and their chocolate peanut butter.
What
They're
if I'm
all
not a
really
cookie
good.
guy? I'm not really a cookie guy.
It's a bakery, but no, you got to go for the cookies.
The reason that
You'll be into these cookies.
What
Like,
do you
Really?
mean you don't like cookies?
I'm not a cookie guy. I've never been a cookie guy. Not
What are
a
you
cookie
talking
person.
about?
You're
I'm not
from
a cookie person.
You live
Huge
in
cookie
LA, you
person.
have to be cookie people. Fun
I
fact
am
about
such a cookie
Australia, we don't understand chocolate chip cookies. No one does them there.
What?
Yeah.
like you can get like a packeted chocolate chip
You can
cookie.
get them in the
We have
supermarket.
Mrs.
Trying to
Field.
survive.
That's not the same.
No,
you
exactly.
get fresh baked chocolate chip cookies.
You do
We've been
not
campaigning
have
for
them.
somebody to start this business in Australia.
Do you
Like,
know what has actually been, and I'm not even kidding you, okay, my favorite chocolate chip cookie that I've ever made, I made, so I have a cooking format that I do on my channel, and it's plant-based cooking, so you might dig it.
Cool. Amazing.
But, so I try like random weird recipes sometimes, and there was this one where it was like, you can make chocolate chip cookies out of chickpeas. So I did that, and it was so good. Like,
my
they're
God,
just
so yum.
forever
Delicious.
soft.
was it cookie dough that you ate, or you actually cooked
I
them?
actually cooked it,
Ah.
yeah.
Because
We've
we've,
only had
done
the
it before, but raw. So like
Oh,
cookie dough
I've done
raw,
that
but with
too.
chickpeas.
Also
I did
good.
eat most of the cookie dough before I baked it.
Yeah, it always
but
happens.
Then I tried a different recipe that was just for the cookie dough to eat, and it tasted way different. But I actually preferred the one for the cookie because, you know what? It had a baking soda flavor to it, which I know you don't need if you're not going to actually bake them. But I kind of enjoyed that like little
It's
extra
important. Totally.
type
It's
of
authentic.
flavor. Yeah,
Yeah.
Do
exactly.
you guys
Yeah.
like pudding? I'm kind of a pudding guy.
Okay.
Pudding's not big in
pudding does
Australia.
not exist in Australia.
No,
Oh,
not
I-
Talk
really.
to me about what pudding is, and I'll tell you whether we like
It's
it.
like
Jell-O
yogo.
pudding pops.
You ever had
Oh,
yogurt?
Wait, is it
Yeah.
like in a yogurt tub?
It's
Yeah,
in the
that's
yogurt
what they
tub.
call pudding. Yeah,
Oh,
they call
like a pudding cup.
yogo.
It's
Like a
not
yogo.
yogurt.
No, we have
it's completely
yogurt.
different than yogurt.
Yogo.
Oh, I don't know what that
That
is.
Yeah,
sounds
it's-
made up.
It's chocolate flavored yogurt, right?
Sweet.
Basically.
I don't know.
I guess so.
Yeah, you know
That's
in
an-
American movies when they have like a
that's an
pudding
odd
cup.
description.
Listen,
but
nobody
yeah,
knows
okay,
what pudding
we
is.
don't
We
have
just
that.
know that it looks like. If I see it, I'm like, that's pudding.
We don't
Nobody
have
knows what
that.
it is.
It's like you know tapioca.
Nobody
yeah,
makes it.
no.
We like
actually, I
chocolate
don't.
mousse.
We
Mousse
mix
is
it.
good.
Okay, it's similar to that, but
Yeah.
more slimy.
Yeah, yeah. We call
I
it
recommend
yogo.
it. Melts in
Okay.
your mouth because
It's-
it's already melted. It's pre-melted.
We only call it yoga because it's the
That's
one
a
brand
brand.
that does it, but
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
the same. Theirs is like darker and chocolatey. Our yoga
Yeah,
is
totally.
like
Yeah.
quite subtle.
They used to do it at our school canteen. That's how I know what it is. 'Cause,
Ah.
yeah, we would
No,
have like
it's not
cups of
around.
pudding.
There's a great man, great comedian named Bill Cosby who got me into pudding. And you should check it out. It's really nice.
Is he a great man though?
You're
Well,
winning today.
When I was a kid, he was a great man, and so
He's
I like
forever
to
a
be
great man.
nostalgic
yeah,
and remember him as such.
right.
Oh, and he like said that whole thing about the pudding. I remember.
Yeah,
He loves pudding.
he's a very wholesome man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves certain kinds of pills as well, but we won't get into that.
Well, what?
Excuse me?
Oh, okay. You brought it up.
But I'm not a real desserts guy, so I would like to skip.
So you're not even allowed to have part in this conversation.
No, I'd like
Yeah.
to skip out.
Your opinions are invalid now.
What do you like about like what savory food?
He's so boring.
I like salty foods. No, I'm going to make this interesting. Are you ready?
boring.
I really enjoy Mexican
Enchiladas.
enchiladas.
Ah.
Okay.
It's my favorite.
does
food.
like
What do you think of that? What do you think about that?
We don't have heaps of Mexican
an
food in
enchilada?
Australia, so I feel like enchiladas don't extend. We have like
We have
burritos,
tacos.
tacos.
It's
Yeah,
like burritos that
nachos.
are all lined up together in a casserole dish.
Okay.
Are they rolled?
Yes.
Oh, I've seen them before.
Yes.
I don't know because they're covered in cheese. I can't tell.
Oh yeah, the cheese. Oh, you know what you guys have here that we love that we don't have in Australia is like queso, like the cheese
Oh, the
sauce.
cheese.
Queso,
Yeah.
delicious. Very good.
I love queso.
Very good.
That's the food of my people.
I don't do dairy anymore.
Oh, no dairy.
No dairy. Yeah,
I do all the dairy
I did
for
a
her.
food
I doubled on my
sensitivity
dairy
test
since she
with
went no dairy.
Everlywell. I don't know if that spot went up today, but with Everlywell, it said, yeah, you're very, very sensitive to dairy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, like
Steph
it gives
really
you a
wants
list.
to do that
Yeah, does it
test.
give you a list of what foods you can eat and what
Yeah.
you can't? Oh, that sounds so cool.
Oh, and as animal lovers, you know, if you've seen any dairy documentaries, but
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cowspiracy?
It gives you a list of all the foods that you can now complain about to a waiter or waitress, and they have to go.
Yeah, I
okay,
love
great.
that.
I'm like,
Yeah,
look
thanks.
at all the foods I'm sensitive
We
to.
should all
Yeah.
just like carry around like a card around our neck with like which ones we're good and bad with, and then they can just read
Yeah.
it just to save all the
They go,
conversation.
oh,
Exactly.
you're one of
'Cause
those.
they're
Yeah.
like, oh, they
Mine
take a
was
deep
like
breath.
overwhelmingly dairy, even though I've never felt lactose intolerant or like that, you know, in the stomach way. I felt nauseous after eating dairy before, but not like you know, had to throw up or anything like that. Yeah, but like it was overwhelmingly dairy, and then like a little bit garlic, mushrooms, like things that you wouldn't think.
Wait, but
like-
so if you don't feel bad when you eat dairy, but then like this test told you that you
Well, I felt
Allergic.
nauseous all the time. So I hadn't
Oh,
eaten dairy
okay,
really. Like when I was a kid, I used to pick the cheese off of pizza. I didn't like ice cream. I didn't eat butter. I didn't eat like any, like I hated milk. I hated all of that because it made me, and the only way I could describe it to my mom was that it gave me a headache.
Yeah.
It didn't really
Okay.
give me a headache.
Doesn't
it made
agree
me
with you.
Completely feel like my body was underwater.
Yeah, like I feel like those tests are accurate. Like it's
I
something
know,
that
but I thought she meant that she didn't feel anything.
Yeah,
but then
like-
the test said so. Now she doesn't.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't had
Makes more
dairy in
sense.
like so long that I was like, oh yeah, I guess I am. I guess I am sensitive to it, but also I always hated it. I like after I went through puberty, I tried to make myself like it because I was like, oh, like cheese
Wait,
could
what?
taste good.
What kind of
I don't
connection
know,
is that?
well, because after I went
I
through
agree.
puberty,
What kind of connection is
Well,
that? I don't know that.
hormonally, I started craving more like rich, like creamy, richer like foods like chocolate and like ice cream and
Oh.
cheeses and stuff.
I see.
And I had never craved that sort of thing before. And so I tried to like incorporate that into my diet, but then I was like, oh, like only during this 1 week of the month do I crave it, and then other weeks I don't.
Oh yeah, for that
Don't want
week I crave a lot of shit.
Yeah.
What made you guys look at each other and go, "We care about animals"? Is there a moment? Is there a realization?
Like you.
So
Are you looking
like,
for
some
your
people care
moment?
more than others. I'm just saying.
So like we like just on a basic level like grew up with dogs and cats and like loved those always. And then I think we just like started to realize, like started to kind of make the connection between the things that were on our plate and like the things that we really loved and thought were cute. Like cows are like one of my favorite
They're very cute,
animals.
very
Like
cute.
they're adorable. Like I just want to kiss their little nose. It's so cute. And then when I think like so many people that eat meat, they don't like make the connection between like that animal and what's on your
I
plate.
don't. It's in a package.
Yeah,
It's on a
and
plate.
I was the exact same way. And it wasn't until I kind of I like said to myself, if I love that animal and I don't want to eat it, so I need to like actually make the connection between my plate and what's in front of me. But I know that's not for everyone, but that's how in my experience.
Yeah. Is it similar for you?
Yeah, same. I mean, like fashion. I think also like when you're around people that care about it, like it's a little bit contagious. Like
Yeah.
it's really easy to not think about it if everyone around you is eating meat all the time. And then like I think Jess cut out meat like a couple years before I did, and so like then when you constantly have someone being like, I'm not gonna eat meat, I'm not
Right.
gonna eat, you know, like
That's
and then
true.
like when I stopped eating meat, then like, you know, our boyfriends were also like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing about it. That like when I stopped, and then our mum and you were eating way less, and then our boyfriends, and it's kind of like it catches on.
Yeah, they made it way easier, and I'm sure Australia was the same, but in LA too, they made it way easier to stop eating meat too.
Totally. And
because-
now with all the delicious fake meat, I don't even care. Like last
Yeah.
night I had a burger and I had to ask the wait. I called him over and I was like, I ordered the vegetarian burger. This is not vegetarian. He was like, no, it is. I was like, okay, it's fucking amazing. It tastes exactly like meat. You don't even know know anymore.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
people are like, well, how come you want to taste meat if you're so into like not eating meat? But then it's like, oh, well, we like still
No,
like
we're happy
the
with
flavor
that.
of
'Cause it
meat.
tastes good.
Delicious.
Dick.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. I just don't want to kill anything.
And if everyone had access to like this kind of food that tasted unbelievable and you can't
Yeah,
really
like
tell
the-
the difference, then like as if everyone's not going to be choosing that food.
The other day, like my favorite food is bolognese, and I've
Ooh,
been
I love it.
it's fucking delicious, and I've been like I haven't eaten meat in like 7.5 years or something like that, and then the other day, like 3 nights ago here, I ordered the plant-based bolognese off the menu. It was my first time tasting bolognese in 7.5 years. I almost cried.
That's so
It was
funny.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, here
It's
especially
amazing.
in the Valley, there's a lot of like really amazing vegan restaurants that like have like vegan chefs that are like you will not taste the difference.
It's
Totally.
incredible.
I still can taste some differences, but there's so many dishes that are so close that
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's like a wash.
I would say the fake meats are better than the fake cheeses. Like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
cheeses you
Yeah,
can
the fake
cheeses
cheeses
are
are
armpit
gross.
still.
Well,
Yeah, you
and like we're not vegan, so like we'll eat cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then with the fashion, like it started with food, like the way the movement is so big here with food, and I feel like the fashion's going to follow. Like
and ketchup.
a few years ago when we started this animal-friendly shoe label, and we would tell people our shoes were vegan, or if we would like advertise that in like our
Like, that was a
Facebook
dirty
ads,
word.
people would write to us being like, "Oh, lol, can I eat it? Like, why is
Yeah.
it vegan?" They didn't get it at all, and now in
Kinda funny.
3 years, like Melbourne, where we're from, is really leading the vegan fashion scene, and there's like so many cool labels that you can
like
get.
Stella
like
McCartney, they have a really
amazing.
Yeah.
Totally. Like, and I feel like it's going to hit the US. It's just like the way the vegan food's going to has
like-
exploded.
It's in Burger King now. It's hitting.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah,
the wave
exactly.
is cresting.
Carl's Jr., all that.
Exactly.
But like people have already stopped like fur is like kind of naughty now. You know, like people don't
Super.
really like people kind of look down on fur now
Oh,
where
yeah.
it used to be like, what are you talking about? I can't wear my fur.
Oh, we
And,
were walking into London Fashion Week a couple of years ago, and we were like, you know, we'd flown over there, we were ready to go to a show, and we're walking in, and we're like, what's going on? What's this commotion? And we realized there were people protesting outside anti-fur, like ban fur at London Fashion Week, and we were like,
So we're like,
fuck
screw
this.
Fashion Week, we're not going. And so we like grabbed picket thingies and we like got in line and we were like fully protesting and we like blew off like the 3 shows we had to go to that day and just like join the protest. It was
And
so
then fur
fun.
got banned at London Fashion Week that year. So like now they don't
So,
do
like,
it
it's,
anymore.
it's already kind of evolving that way.
Exactly. Well, and the
For
thing
sure.
is, like, why just fur? Like, if everybody's like so outraged about fur while they're in with their leather handbags, like,
That's
what's the
because
difference?
It's because minks are cuter than cows.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
And leather
eventually
interior is
cows
pretty
might
nice.
be.
Yeah, I think
Cows
it's
are
just
pretty
like, it's
cute.
all steps
Cute.
in the right direction. And I think like the more we like have these open conversations and kind of like educate people about it, the more people are willing to get on board.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I can't believe an hour flew by already.
I know.
Really
Very
quick.
This is
quick.
crazy.
Particularly the last half hour. Very
Yeah,
quick.
thank you for being
Deal.
real with
Agreed.
us. We
Oh,
loved
thank
it.
you,
Yeah, you guys are very cool.
Thanks for having
and
us.
I definitely can't wait to wear your shoes because I'm all about it. Like when you showed me them, I'm like, those are the kind of shoes I wear every day.
Epic. Okay.
Amazing.
So
where
good.
can they find you?
So you can find us at How to Live the Podcast.
And 2 is spelled TWO. How to
The
live.
number.
And our shoes are tubes. TWOOBS. You can get them at tubes.com.
Perfect.
And we like to do a thing called Final Thought, where we give a final thought at the end of the show.
that kind of wraps it up.
What's your final thoughts?
Like,
on you,
Just
on
like-
us,
Yeah,
like
on
on
anything.
Like a
anything.
Anything you want.
2-sentence type of like,
Anything you like.
hey.
Sum it on up for you.
My thoughts are, okay, I needed to pee so hardcore when I got in this room and I forgot about it for last hour. That's how interesting this conversation was.
Agreed. Agreed.
That is a good
Same.
thought. My thought is my body really hurts, and I'm really excited because we're going to get a massage after this.
Wow,
Oh, that's
both
fun.
physical.
Yeah.
Last final thoughts.
Yeah.
Mine is, hey, go out there and fail. I feel like that's been a final thought of mine before.
Yeah, it has. You're born.
But yeah, like I mean, don't be like think of worst case scenario and then be like, oh, that's not that bad, and then just do it anyway.
My final thought is we were talking about earlier about the feeling of embarrassment of doing something for the first time, where like
Yeah.
you step out for the first time doing something that people consider weird.
Yeah.
And I think back to like the first person who like, you know, wore a chinchilla coat and like they're stepping out and people are like, wow, that's kind of weird. But they stood up and they're like, I like this coat. And like, I just think that that's brave. And I think that that's kind of beautiful way to end it. Thank you.
Stupid.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go rate us on iTunes and we'll see you next time. Bye.
And go check them out. Thank you.
We have links
Bye.
in the description for them. Yes.